right, man. Keith Thurman did an interview. Comes out of nowhere. Hey, they can't erase who we were. Shep, they can't erase who we were. Talking about woulda, shoulda, coulda, what he shoulda, coulda did. He talked about Errol unification fight not hitting the way it was supposed to hit. All right. Hold on real quick. Let me see. Damn, I didn't even mean to do that. Give me one real quick. So, DM Josh saying that Pitbull gonna co-star main event for Spencer Crawford. He also made excuses for Al Heyman for not stacking his pay-per-view card. He already made excuses for that as well too. So he talked about a plethora of things. I really didn't get into what he said about George Foreman and nothing like that. I'm in here cooking. I took my fan out here. I should have did that. I'm in here cooking. I had to stove my own, so you know how it is. Air conditioning not quite ready yet. But yeah, let's talk about Keith and his little interview he did on ES News. Shout out to Ellie. One thing you like about Ellie, he let people talk. That's what you can say about Ellie Setback. He let you talk. He let you go on and on. Now he got to talk about when he gonna come back and shit. He got into this long rambling thing about how they don't stack pay-per-views no more. And then later on, he said then they got something in the works and all that type shit. But I mean, yeah, he basically talked about that. He did look in good shape. I believe he just had a new born daughter. I think that's number 2. So congratulations to him and his wife. Shout out to them. Yeah, so shout out to them. They just had a new daughter or whatever. So that's super duper cool. So he did look in good shape. It's been over since last February since he fought. And he said, "What you got coming on?" He got talking about, Ellie said, "Well, maybe we can see you on the Spencer Crawford undercard. You get the winner." Then he got, he basically said that, they don't stack undercards no more because they want the main event to be they want the main event to be, they don't want the undercard to outshine the main event. Then he got to talking about a story in which he outshined Adrian Broner on his HBO debut. I think it was versus Orlando Lara, a little tidbit. It was supposed to be Marcos Madonna, but he pulled out. It ended up getting that Mayweather fight down the line too. So he basically, said that he basically said, "Oh, they ain't stacking no more because they don't want the undercard still in the fight." That's not why. They not stacking the cards no more because they don't want to pay nobody. They cheap. And that's what it is. They don't want to pay nobody and they cheap. And that's why they not stacking them cards no more. So, he can truly believe that or not truly believe that. Then it was pretty much trying to diminish what Terence Crawford had done. And he basically trying to say that Terence Crawford got to beat Errol Spence and got to beat him to be considered a real welterweight. Look here, dude. I'm going to get into all of that. I kind of want to be structured in this, bro. I'm going to get into all of that, right? So the whole undercard thing and making excuses for Al Heyman is full of shit. These promoters are just being cheap. Like I tell y'all, the network dish out the cash to put the promoter for the main event. For the main event, the promoter pays for the main event out of his pocket. That's why the pay-per-view undercards are so weak as hell, because the promoter is paying for it out of his pocket. And what they're doing is pinching off the main event money. When they get it, we got $5 million for the main event, whatever it is, right? What happens is the promoter say, well, I'm just in this hypothetical, I'm going to give $1 million to a fighter A. I'm going to give $1 million to fighter B. I got 3 left over. I'm going to spend maybe $1 million on the undercard. So that's 3. And I'm going to pocket the other $2 million. So they get paid before anybody take a punch. That's usually how somewhat of how it goes. So that's why the undercard is so weak. because it's coming out the promoter's pocket, even though they trying to take it out of the main event money. That's kind of how they do. So even on the pay-per-view, they're responsible for the undercard. So they that's why they're so frugal. And if that's the case, oh, we don't want the undercard to steal the main event. Fuck having the undercard then, bro. Let's get right to the main event televised wise. You can put all the other shit on prelim and then tell everybody go buy the main event. The UFC don't believe in that model. You hear people rave about how it's entertaining and they watch the whole UFC slate and it's entertaining. You know, Don King used to go by that model as well. So if it ain't broke, why are we trying to fix the wheel? They just being cheap. That's all it is. UFC is working for them well. They got great events from top to bottom. People want to be entertained. People want to get their $80, $100 worth, whatever they charge, and that's what people want to do. People want to get their bang for their buck. You know, and I say I went to the movie to see Mayweather and Berto. Man, that undercard was like one of the last great undercards in boxing history on the pay-per-view. It was phenomenal. You had George Groves, I think Badu Jack. You had Salido fighting, I think Rocky Martinez. That was it was better than the main event. When the undercard is pretty good, you don't feel as raw. You feel like, oh, cool. I've seen a lot of great fights. You know, it's been good fights like Akadama did, who's gonna be taking on Kenneth Sims, shout out to Chicago, versus Barrios. And that was on the Sean Porter, Errol Spence, one of them. That was solid, or Pacquiao and May, or Pacquiao and Thurman. So that was solid. So I mean, you know, it is what it is. But you know, Keith Thurman coming out of nowhere saying that him and Earl, he was training to fight Earl. I think he said in December he was training to fight Earl in February. And Earl got into a car accident. Now a lot of people you talk to down there in Dallas say it was no police report. There was nothing. Now maybe he just gave. Maybe, you know, I'm pretty sure they got cameras. We got cameras in Detroit. They got cameras in Dallas. Maybe they swept it on their rug. Maybe the parents had some money. Now, the story was allegedly a kid stole his parents' car, ran into his car. Now, you hear people saying there was none such police report. Now, if you rewind back, Keith Thurman got into a car accident. He tells a story about it. And Kenny Porter, back in the day when they moved to Dade, said that there was no police reports about Keith Thurman getting into a car accident. So that's what Kenny Porter said. So they got the parallels run right there. But you know, maybe they swept it under the rug, and maybe that was Errol Spence way of saying he didn't want to fight Keith Thurman. Now, I believe Keith Thurman said something amongst the thing of, well, he's telling y'all he don't want to fight me behind the scenes. He kind of saying he do. So, but whatever. He said that the car accident messed it up, and he was training because we was showing the videos. He was training for that, so that kind of fell apart. But he says you should thank me. He said, we would have fought back in the day, you know, you wouldn't, you know, I would have made more money than you. We fight right now. I make more money. You make more money than me. So his whole argument is based off of if you listen to these PBC dudes talk, it's either they complaining about money. It's all about money. And all I'm going to say is 10, 20 years down the line, but y'all niggas better have a whole bunch of money. Y'all better be retiring with comfortability. Real talk. So he says these fights are still possible. Matter of fact, I can put it on the screen. Give me a minute. These dudes, you know, these dudes better be retiring comfortably the way they everything referred to money. Oh, you know, if we'd have fought then, we could fight now. It's worth more money now, and it's not about the accolades. It's not about none of that. It's all about oh man, we get money now and all this, bro. Like, dude, the fight don't even got the same effect. He said, well, I know these fights, you know, fans want to see these fights, but you got to build them up, man. Okay, whatever, dude. People that moved on. So he basically said, shout out to Boxing Insider. He said these fights are still possible. Former welterweight world titleist Keith one-time Thurman tells ES News in an interview posted on Friday. The now 34-year-old Floridian hasn't fought in well over a year. So he said, he says it always seems to with Thurman to Errol Spence, I'm ready. Thurman said directly to Spence, I take my portion, you take your portion. And the truth is, Earl, you should thank me. If I fought you when you called me out, when you was a nobody, you got paid nobody money. You fight Keith Thurman today, you make more money than Keith Thurman. Bro, is that like really something to brag about, bro? And oh, cool. I mean, come on, bro. Oh, well, we fought then. I don't. Nobody in this world give a fuck about that. Maybe y'all do, but don't nobody care. Don't nobody care about that, bro. Y'all didn't fight in the history of boxing when this should have happened. He said, you need to take out a Keith Thurman. He says to Crawford. These dudes, man. Shut up! You need to take out a Keith Thurman. He says to Crawford, you need to take out a Errol Spence Jr. And what does he think of Crawford and Spence throw down? I like Crawford's style. He tells ES News. He has more angles. He has more diversity, and that might play to his benefit. He might find something that others haven't found on Spence, but being able to attack from so many different angles. Being ambidextrous, he's very talented on both sides. Yet Thurman also has some kind of things to say about Spence. He's fundamentally sound. It's effective. He says of the Texas style, he is a bigger man and he's a true welterweight. My thing is this. What the fuck is a true welterweight? If he stopped Sean Porter and y'all didn't stop Sean Porter, what is a true welterweight? You see how they throw these little dividers in here? Oh, he ain't this. And he beat Errol Spence. Oh, Errol Spence was faded and he didn't beat us at our prime. Well, you niggas didn't fight in your prime. You got beat by old ass Manny fucking Pacquiao. So I don't understand just because these motherfuckers been at a welterweight long enough to get senior citizen motherfucking discounts, a high hop Monday through Friday. Just because y'all been at welterweight for a lifetime like Erykah Badu, do that make y'all true welterweights? Because then the story gonna be he whoop his ass and he whoop your ass. Oh, we was drained. We stayed at the weight too long. See, that's what they do at PBC. They want to continue to move the barometer. Then it's gonna be he was drained and Errol Spence car accident and all that, bro. This dude didn't prove it. That dude then manhandled Jeff Horn in his welterweight debut. He went toe to toe with power punching Mean Machine. He dogged out Kell Brook like y'all said he wouldn't. He dusted off Amir Khan. He dusted off Sean Porter when y'all talking all that shit. Well, Sean Porter didn't seem to have. He said, Sean Porter didn't seem to have the endurance. Yeah, because he was landing body shots on Sean Porter. Something your dumb ass don't believe in. You don't even believe in throwing. It took you half the fight to throw a straight punch versus Manny Pacquiao. Let's keep it a buck. He always saying who ain't a true welterweight, who ain't, bro. You ain't even a true fighter, motherfucker. You a fighter at recess. You a commentator. Then he gets to talk about what a commentator said this was the best Sean Porter they seen. He said, I beg to differ. Dog, all the dick pulling and dick riding shit they be doing on PBC for y'all, all the fake copy box punches, and you talk about you get mad at Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley for bigging up, Sean Porter because, you fought Sean Porter so long ago, don't nobody remember that shit. Like, get the fuck up out of here. Shout out to Rangy for donating the Cash App. Wanted to say that. I'll get it at the end too. We're doing on a video. I'll cut some more tomorrow. Appreciate the Cash App. I got it. So, like I said before, what the fuck is a true welterweight? A senior citizen at welterweight, two motherfuckers who should be at middleweight by now who ain't did nothing with their life. They like them niggas from How High before they smoked his friend. Two nobodies. Motherfuckers who danced around each other, faked injuries, fake car accidents, allegedly. These are old ass niggas who don't want to move up in weight. Sitting here talking about a guy who should be trying to reign supreme over welterweight division versus different guys. That's just what it boiled up. Y'all should be going to middleweight. And here he go. He got to fight. Man, what do whooping your ass mean, dude? You got beat up by Mario Barrios. Damn near. He hurt you, and this dude was he started his career off like at featherweight or super featherweight. Like, get out of here, bro. He hurt you with 10 ounces to the body. What do Terence Crawford get for beating you? Really, he get nothing for beating Errol Spence but them belts. That's it. He don't get the 100% credibility of putting his foot up Errol Spence's ass or nothing. All y'all continue to do first. See how Sean got fucking dog walked. Love Sean Porter. Anytime you got him and Luis Ortiz drooling in their lap and doing a crybaby on the canvas, he beat his ass. And word on the street is he really held back too on Sean Porter. He was tired because he was getting hit to the motherfucking body. See, he gonna just hold that over his head. Y'all could have got it on. You could have got a shot to WBO. But now they about to fight. Here you come out the shadows trying to get clout because you probably about to, be on some showbox card. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to get clout, bro. Don't nobody care about what Keith Thurman say no more, dude. If you never made another appearance ever in life again, would nobody fucking remember your ass? Ain't nobody asked for Keith Thurman, bro. You like that vegan shit that's at the end of some menu. Don't nobody order that shit at all. The vegans don't order that shit. Them niggas in there eating pork wrap steaks and shit. Get out of here. Don't nobody want Keith Thurman. Dog, if you never existed, if you never took another breath, would nobody be sad in this world, bro? In the box community, would nobody care, bro? Everybody fucking hate your ass. Let's just call a spade a spade. Don't nobody like Keith Thurman, bro. Everybody consider Keith Thurman pussy. Get out of here. So then he goes on, right? He said they can fight each other. He said to Spencer Crawford, then what? Thurman clearly thinks he should be in line for the winner. You need a great fighters to make great fights, he says. And Keith, one-time Thurman, today I retire, will always be one of the greatest welterweight. You're not great. You was a good welterweight, bro. You wasn't great, fam. You was great at getting injured and then going over there in the third world country sparring in the streets. Great and Keith Thurman are not synonymous. Scary and Keith Thurman are synonymous. Duck and Keith Thurman are synonymous. Pussy and Keith Thurman are synonymous. Hoe ass and Keith Thurman are synonymous. A body of rice pudding and Keith Thurman are synonymous. You got to call a spade a spade. The most disrespected, greatest fighter I've ever seen in my life. This motherfucker ran from Errol Spence all them years, bro. And then he turns around in an interview and he says, well, Keith Thurman and Ugas didn't really, it didn't feel like it should have felt for that type of fight. Well, for one, anytime you're in a 3-belt unification and you fighting at home, that lets you know right then and there, it ain't no big fight. Ain't no homecoming, no 3-belt unification. Unless somebody can't pull. If the fight really mattered, Las Vegas would have begged for that fight. They didn't. Ugas had no fan base. Nobody cared about Ugas. He said, well, it didn't feel that. That's why he needs Terence Crawford and me. For one, he don't need you. That ship is sailed, dude. Just retire. He don't need you. He don't need Keith Thurman. He ain't even one time, dog. Keith get one more time, one more chance, Thurman. He doesn't need Keith Thurman, bro. It wasn't the same. And I mean, obviously, if Keith Thurman was in versus Errol Spence and he had the WBA, if he didn't lose versus Manny Pacquiao, of course it would have been a better fight because it was Keith Thurman talk shit, Keith Thurman American. But would the results would have been different? I don't know. If Barrios almost make you cough up a goddamn liver or a kidney, what Errol Spence gonna do? What Errol Spence gonna do? If Barrios can pin you on the ropes and catch you and almost make you cough up an ass cheek, what Errol Spence gonna do? It's a fight that nobody. I mean, really, people don't even really care about Errol Spence and Terence Crawford at this point, bro. You an afterthought. And if you want to go down and be great at the welterweight division, well, go see Jerron Ennis. Go see Virgil Ortiz and the other kid he fighting, stay honest. Go fight Regis Progress, Josh Taylor, some shit like that. Go be great in that generation. This shit has passed you by, bro. He can't tell you when, where, or what venue he fighting at. Nowhere. He can't tell you that. He can't tell you. He's a forgotten fighter. He's an active forgotten fighter. You're going to start seeing videos tomorrow. How good was Keith Thurman in his prime? Not 10 years from now, not 5 years from now, not a month tomorrow. It's a wrap. No matter how good a shape he is, when you stop doing something like this repetitive, that's why when old people retire and they sit at home, they eat good, they stop traveling, they fucking die. That's why a lot of dudes keep doing some type of labor, keep going to work to be a Walmart greeter. You gotta use your mind. You gotta keep them fast twitch muscles going. It's over with. It ain't over for me. He hustling. Nah, nigga, it's over with. All he trying to do is talk his way to a payday. You got nothing to offer Terence Crawford, not validity. You got nothing to offer Errol Spence, not validity. Closure is the only thing he can offer Errol Spence. Like that chick about to get married and she said, well, she just needs some closure before she get married. You know what that means. You know what that means. That's the only thing he can offer Errol Spence is just closure. That's it. Terence Crawford can offer nothing. Closure for what? Nobody care about the fight. Validity? No. How can you validate he more valid than you at a welterweight? What's Keith Thurman best welterweight win? I'll wait. Sean Porter. That's it. That's it. That's it. He beat Robert Guerrero and almost died in the ring. So he comes out of nowhere when, he could have, Al Heyman could have allowed him to fight Keith Thurman. I mean, Terence Crawford first. And we could have really seen. But he ain't about that life. He ain't about that life. Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Luis Collazo, Robert Guerrero, Bundini Bundu, Jesus Corral, Julio Diaz, Diego Chavez, Janovic, Quintana, Lara. Come on. Sean Porter is his best victory. That's it. He said, we got something in the works. He ain't got shit in the works, nigga. Shit. Daniel, what's going on? Fotex, salute. Yeah, I don't really know nothing about Rolly opponent for real. Fotex, salute. Kid Buzz, salute. JT, salute. Johnson, salute. PBC needs to be canceled. JT, yeah. They ain't got enough dates for their fighters to be fighting in. He living off 2 wins. Man, them motherfuckers was years ago. Years ago. Ronaldo, salute. He's like coleslaw. Lynn, Thurman going 12 with Karen nowadays, too. You ain't lying, bro. I ain't going 12 with anybody. Anybody that got conditioning. I think Sean Porter beat Keith Thurman, sports for 10. I don't even, man, they fought so long ago, I don't even remember them motherfuckers fighting. Biggie give me one more chance. Travis Stewart, salute. I don't even remember these motherfuckers fighting, bro. So long ago. That shit probably in black and white, bro. This nigga just clout chasing. Do anything for clout. Do anything for clout. Come on, that's all he doing is clout chasing, bro. That's it. That's all he doing is clout chasing. Ain't nobody think about Keith Thurman, bro, and he know it. Where the fuck did he come from? He probably called Ellie, paid for Ellie flight out there, and said, "Come on, Ellie, come kick it with your boy. Let's talk some shit." And I will say this: this is probably better than that Rolly fight Saturday. This interview, this Rolly fight better than the interview. Real talk. Real talk. But I mean, if they win, why would they go chase him and they can go fight the Danny Garcia Lara winner, get a belt at 60? Or they can go fight Tim Tszyu or Jamel Charlo for a belt at 154. All them fights bring more clout than he do. So why do he think he still think he like some big drug dealer back in the day? Remember when my man's got out of jail and I'm gonna get you sucker, he still thought he was the shit with the fish in his shoes and all that. It was cracked, he was limping, and style had changed. Let's keep Thurman. It's over with. It's over with. He had his time, bro. He had his time. He had his time, bro. And but yeah, man. To me, it just sounds like sour grapes. Hopefully, he got some step aside money, bro. That's what you can hold. Hopefully, he able to feed his family. Um, but this just sounds like an out of touch rapper who missed his opportunity, hating on the youth, hating on the current fighters. You know, he should have moved up in weight. He should just go in the commentary. Hopefully, he saved his money. And now you want to fight all of a sudden. You want to fight on your time. Errol Spence, the champion. Terence Crawford, the champion, or at least belt holders at this point. So how they on your time? You had plenty of time. You held 2 belts, bro. You go in, you do another part of the interview where it's all chopped up. He talking about how he never shake Mayweather's hand. He felt disrespected because Mayweather created a regular champion and they played him. Like, bro, calling the kettle black, bro. You did the same thing to Errol Spence. Am I wrong? And then you blaming injuries. Don't no fucking injuries, dude. You could have fought. You talking about you injured, but you over there sparring in the third world country. We ain't forgot. You were running from that man when you was healthy. Shit, if you clipped his wings then, shit. He talking about back then you would have made him money. If you clipped his wings then, he built himself back up. Guess what? Y'all could fight right now and made more money. So his logic don't make no sense, bro. Go on, put your belt and your shorts on and your boxer shoes on and go on hit Ennis up. Then he talking about, well, people calling me a gatekeeper. I ain't never met a gatekeeper with 1 loss. Okay, that's cool. You know, the reason why people call you a gatekeeper because you're inactive, bro. Because you are inactive. That's why. You don't want to fight. You fight everyone. You take 2 years off, come back, 1 year off. Come on, bro. Come on. Come on. I care about that shit, bro. Go fight the young killers of the world. Go fight the young killers of the world. Shit is crazy, bro. If he never spoke another word, would nobody check on this nigga, man? That fight was a minute ago. He said, "Who the hell is Rolly fighting his great uncle? Leave Uncle Keith alone, man. It's a wrap. Grandpa Keith, nigga. This nigga, they need to do a Forgotten Fighter series on Keith Thurman because he forgotten. He said that fight tomorrow might show you how watered down this shit is. Exactly. The script is Rolly about to get face Tank Orion if he wins. Now he got to face Harry Davies. It's the mandatory. So it ain't the real belt neither. It's the interim belt he fighting for because they investigating Puello drug test. They say Gary Anton Russell ducked Puello. I'm gonna do a video on it though. Thumbs up the video. Yep, I got the clip somebody sent me of the thing kind of what he said, why he ducked him and shit. I don't blame him. You feel like you ready, you ain't ready. You ain't got to use no cheesy ass excuse though. You ain't ready, you ain't ready. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide, excuse me. I'm gonna find you. Delphonics. I think that's the Delphonics. Yeah. That's the Delphonics. Shout out to Philly. Man, that Ghostface Killer story about how he got in a shootout with the Delphonics, bro. Crying, bro. Like, you would never fucking thought. It was different from the show, though. Like, the real story was different from the show. This nigga got into a fight with the shootout with the Delphonics on Staten Island. Dog, I was crying laughing, bro. He said Puello found guilty. Yep. Nigga got into a shootout with the Delphonics. This nigga threw a ninja suit on and started chasing Wishbone from Bone Thugs and Harmony at the Def Jam Christmas party. They never spoke on it, but Most of my mans, they used to be with Kanye and Tribe Called Quest. Consequences was speaking on DJ Snitch TV and shit. Davy's nickname is Tank. Is it? I said, this nigga got story for day. I said, man, whoever thought this nigga getting the shootout with the Delphine? Well, that nigga, yeah. Shit. That's more likely than Errol Spence and Keith Thurman ever fighting. This nigga talking about all this welterweight shit. Go move your bitch ass up to 54. How about that? Move your ass up to 54. Matter of fact, do us all a favor and retire. Yeah, his nickname is Two Tanks. Yep, it's Two Tanks. I ain't know that shit. You know all that shit talking got his ass whooped by Josh Taylor, bro. I didn't even know that nigga still was professional. Pudangles, I ain't know he professional. Keep Thurman out here telling people, you know, how he used to be. Yeah, nigga, I used to have a whole. Nigga, I used to have the keys, nigga. You used to bust them keys down my bit, busting down the ounces. I used to sell them bitches wet and dry, boy. Used to get them things for 15.5, cuz. Nigga, I used to get them things for 15.5. Nigga all washed up and shit. Nigga, they can't erase who we was, Earl. I just don't understand why they just ain't let. I just don't understand why they ain't let Errol Spence, Terence Crawford and him fight. The winner could have just got Errol Spence. Also, even for Errol Spence too, Keith Thurman would have been a nice little tune-up for him and Terence Crawford. So he can get used to fighting somebody with some type of rhythm and athleticism. He definitely would beat Keith Thurman. They could just pay Keith Thurman to do the Canelo and just dive. Scrub the ground. Dive, 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 dive. Yup, could have paid him to dive. But man, that's all I got today. I ain't about to be on here long. Appreciate y'all, man. He's okay. I was going to say Rolly fight for a belt before Gary Anton inducted. That's what they said. Well, I seen the proof. But yeah, I'm out of here, man. I ain't gonna be on here long, man. Peace.